हरिप्रिये वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। नमो ॐ विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामिनिति नामिने नमस्ते सारस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्यदेशतारिणे जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंदा हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्णा हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे. Okay, so before we begin, how many of you fasted for Gaura Purnima? You can raise your hands. Yes, Vanisha Mataji, Hari Bol. And how many of you chanted on Gaura Purnima? Yeah, only 2 people chanted. Nobody chanted Hare Krishna on Gaura Purnima. Yes. Yeah, I'm getting messages in the chat also. Yes. Hari Bol. Okay, let's begin. So now that Gaura Purnima got over and today is last class of Prabhupada, we will do a kirtan to glorify Prabhupada. Okay. Yadi Prabhupada na hoito, tabe ki hoito, ye jeevana bahita kishe. Yadi Prabhupada na hoito, tabe ki hoito, ye jeevana bahita kishe. निताय गौरेरा पारा करुणा की दीता सकला दिशे निताय गौरेरा पारा करुणा की दीता सकला दिशे यदि प्रभुपाद न होइतो तबे की होइतो ये जीवन बाहिता किशे पश्यत्यारायता पापिदुराचारी शून्यवादी मायावादी तदेरा उधारा करिबारे माना हिनकोंदया निधि अतनासी ललिता हरि नामा सभया जीव रूपे गदिते तदेरा इहैते आगोया यदि प्रभुपाद न होइतो तबे की होइतो ये जीवाना बाहिता किशे देशे देशे हरि विग्रह सेवार्ती रात्रि दिने रथयात्रादिमा होत्सव सभा शिकैते कोंजने गीत भागवत चैतन्य चरिता प्रेमामृत रसातारा कथना सुंदरा सरला करिया ए बोझैता हरा यदि प्रभुपाद न होइतो तबे की होइतो ये जीवन बाहिता कट कष्ट साही प्रीतमाहे हाही के बदीता हरि नामा के दिता मादेरा पुरी वृंदावना मायापुरा माठा धाम परमा मंगला श्री चैतन्य महाप्रभुरा शिक्षदाना आचार्य प्रचारे सदा मादेरे की करिता नियोजना यदि प्रभुपाद न होइतो तबे की होइतो ये जीवाना दाहिता किशे प्रेम कल्पतरु कृपा नाला भी भरे निरवधि जया पत कहिराया तुम्हारे शरण करे हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे. Okay, so this is a Bengali song which is composed by Jayapataka Swami Guru Maharaj. So Jayapataka Swami Guru Maharaj is stays in Mayapur. He is one of the chief members of the governing committee, ISKCON governing body committee, and he is direct disciple of Srila Prabhupada. Okay, so he was one of the out of all so many direct disciples of Srila Prabhupada who are still alive. Jayapataka
Mataji, sorry to disturb you. Really, your voice is very, very low, very low.
Okay.
Me, Mataji, I can hear you properly.
Everybody can hear me properly, or is it okay?
Yes, Mataji, it's clear now.
Okay.
Yeah, now I can hear. Yes.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank
Yes,
you.
so as I told, this song is composed by Jayapataka Guru Maharaj, who was one of the direct disciples of Srila Prabhupada. Okay, so he was there from the time Prabhupada was in, the preaching movement. So the translation, so this song is composed in Bengali, and the translation is, if Srila Prabhupada had not come, what would have happened? How could we have passed our lives? Who else would have distributed the unlimited mercy of Lord Nityananda and Lord Gauranga all over the world? So this song is an imagination. If Prabhupada was not there, what would happen to us? How would we be? Right? We would not chant. We would not get find the way for real happiness. Okay, we would just live our animalistic lives, selfish lives, using everything for ourselves without giving anything to the owner. Who is the owner? Krishna, right? Krishna has given us everything, and we would remain thieves, taking away everything from him and using it for our self gratification, right? So this would be our situation. So this song is a tribute to Srila Prabhupada, telling him if he had not come, this is how we would be. What would have happened to us? Okay. Which other compassionate person would have endeavored to deliver the miscreants, sinful, impersonalistic, and voidistic people in the West? Who else would have come to distribute Harinam to them? Who else would have come forward to transform them into civilized beings? Who else would have taught them how to worship the deity form of the Lord, Hari, day and night, with Aarti, Kirtan, and how to conduct the Rath Yatra and other grand festivals? So we need to note one important thing, that people in the West did not even know who is Krishna. Okay, so they will not have any idea about Rath Yatra or deity worship, right? So it was Prabhupada who went and taught them everything from A to Z, from the start, from the scratch. Bhagavad Gita, Srimad Bhagavatam, and Chaitanya Charitamrita contain the essence of nectarian mellows of love of Godhead. Who else would have explained these scriptures so clearly and beautifully? So Prabhupada simplified and presented it in an understandable way. Otherwise, our minds, manda matayo, right? Kali Yuga people are less intelligent. We wouldn't have been able to grasp the Shastric knowledge. Who else would have tolerated all difficulties and distributed Harinam with a pleasant heart? Who would have given us the Dhamas such as Mayapur, Vrindavan, and Jagannath Puri? The teachings of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu constitute the greatest and most auspicious treasure. Who else would have engaged us in constantly practicing and preaching it? So that's why I asked how many people chanted or observed fast on Gaura Purnima, because it is because of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu that we have got Hare Krishna Mahamantra. Okay, and it is his mission that Prabhupada is preaching. Prabhupada says ISKCON did not start when I founded it. ISKCON started the moment Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came to this world. Right, so it is the ISKCON that we are following is just an extension of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's movement or his plan. That's why Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says this is going to be continued. Prabhupada will come and continue this movement. Shri Shri Nitai Gauranga are desire trees of love of Godhead, desiring a drop of their mercy. Jayapataka's heart incessantly takes shelter of your divine grace. So Jayapataka Swami Guru Maharaj is not an ordinary person. Like we all think he's a devotee, normal, ordinary devotee like us. No, Prabhupada once told, there was a nice incident happening. So Prabhupada asked Jayapataka Swami, I think in Mayapur, do you see Nitai Gauranga Leela happening? Okay, then there were a group of devotees, and all devotees were like, "No, Prabhuji, no, no, no." Okay, and then he asked Jayapataka Swami Guru Maharaj, okay, Jayapataka, can you see Nitai Gaura Leela happening around us? It's just happening around us. Can you see? And then Jayapataka Swami Guru Maharaj was like, "No, Prabhuji." Okay, and then Prabhupada was like, "No, you are lying. You can see." And then Jayapataka Swami Guru Maharaj was like, "What? I cannot see. I'm not able to see." And then Prabhupada says, "No, no, you can see. Why? Because you are an eternal associate of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu." So Jayapataka Swami Guru Maharaj is an eternal associate of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, like how Prabhupada is an eternal associate of Radha Krishna. Okay, so they are all still there in Mayapur. Okay, he is still there in Mayapur, and he's an initiating guru in ISKCON. Okay, so on that note, let's begin. So, how did Prabhupada go to America? You can raise your hand and answer. Which ship did he go? What is the name of the ship?
Jaladuta.
Yes, Jaladuta ship. How did he get his ticket? How did he arrange his ticket? Anybody? Radhika Mataji, do you want to answer? Yes, I got the answer in the chat. He got a free ticket. Yes, he got a free ticket. And whom did he stay with as soon as he went? Which place did he stay in? What is the name of the place? Anybody knows?
He stayed with Gopal Agarwal and Sally Agarwal, but initially he stayed in that New York. Sorry, Mataji, I forgot that. NSY or what was that you said?
Yeah. See, basically, we consider it as Butler itself. Okay, he went to Butler and stayed with, as Mataji told, the Agarwal family, and then he used to stay there, and then after that he went to New York. Okay, and what all happened in the ship, Jaladuta ship? How was his journey? Was it very comfortable?
No, he had heart attacks.
He had heart attack. And what other things happened?
He had
Anybody?
motion sickness, Mataji, in the ship also.
Yes,
So
yes. He had seasickness. And what dream did he get? Whom did he see in the dream?
That Krishna was or traveling, was in the captain's ship, and he was
Yeah.
leading the ship for him.
Yes. So Krishna was the. And what is the significance of this dream? Anybody?
That I'm there for you, and I'm taking you across, so you need not be worried
Yeah.
about the physical illness which is there for you.
Yes. So, yes. Anybody wants to add to it? Okay. Yeah, so Krishna, significance of the dream was Krishna is saying that I'm personally leading you, personally helping you, taking you towards your mission. Do not worry, do not fear. That's what Krishna wants to convey through the dream, right? And finally, he reached, and then he stayed in Sally Agarwal's house, and then he also moved to later on when he went to New York, he stayed with a Mayavadi, right? Mishra. and then he could not preach there properly, and then later on he took a room in the same building. He took a different room, and there he could preach peacefully with full freedom. But what happened? Janitor stole his uh, typewriter and tape recorder and all that, and now he didn't know what to do, because he had to continue the writing process. Right now he doesn't know what to do, and that is the reason he moved out. Okay, and then a student, one of his students, because Prabhupada used to take classes, so one of his students came and told, okay, you can stay with me, you can move to my loft. And Prabhupada stayed with him. And what kind of a person was he? Anybody knows? Who was that person whom Prabhupada stayed with?
He used
He
to
was
drink a
a
lot.
victim. He was a little bit crazy, and he was a
Why?
less
Yeah, why was he crazy?
uh,
He was a drug addict.
drunkard.
Yes. Okay. He used to take drugs every day, and he was a hippie basically. Okay. So that's why still Prabhupada tolerated everything, because Prabhupada's ambition was to make him a devotee. One day Prabhupada had faith. One day this guy will become a devotee. But unfortunately, it reached heights, and Prabhupada could not take it anymore. So much patience Prabhupada had, and if Prabhupada's patience broke, that means you can imagine how crazy and how high this David Allen would have got, right? So he couldn't tolerate, and he walked out of the house, right? At the age of 70, he walked out. He didn't know where to go without direction. He just walked entire day. Okay, because he didn't know where to go. No food. How will he get food? How will he buy vegetables and cook, right? So he did not eat, and he just walked, no rest, nothing. And finally, so whatever happens for good. Okay, so this is one another instance that proves this. Whatever happens is going to happen for good only. Okay, so when Prabhupada was walking on the road, other students of his, came. He was called Mike, and they came, and the group of people, his students came, and they were like, Prabhupada, we can help you. Okay, and they went and they searched for a house, some place for rent. And house, it was very costly. Taking a house for rent uh, was very costly. Prabhupada could not afford at that time. So what happened? They searched. The students knew the budget and all that. So accordingly, they searched a house, a place which is a storefront. Okay, as you see in the picture, it is a storefront named Matchless Gifts. Okay, so now that person who was running that shop, recently left, vacated that place. Okay, so the landlord had, was open to give it out for rent. And then still the board was just like that there. The Matchless Gifts board was there, and Prabhupada also did not want to take it out. And then they went and they bargained, negotiated nicely, and then they got the place for rent. It was a storefront, so can you imagine? You can imagine it will be very small, not like proper house, kitchen, room, and all that. It'll be just one hall sort of a thing where partitions will be there, and bathroom will be there definitely, but it'll be very small. Okay, and in that place, you know what Prabhupada did? He went and he made that temple. Okay, how did he make it temple? So he had Panchatatvas photographed with him. The Panchatatvas. Who are the Panchatatvas? Anybody knows?
Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Prabhu
Huh.
Nityananda, Shri
Yeah.
Advaita Gadadhara, Srivasadi, Gaura Bhakta Vrinda.
Haribol, yes. So these are the five people. Okay, so Krishna Chaitanya Mahaprabhu had four people who were in his team. It's called Power Pack team. Okay, team of five people who went and spread Harinam. These five are people. Okay, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Nityananda Prabhu, Advaita Acharya, Gadadhar Pandit, and Srivas. Okay, and so he had this photograph, Panchatattva's photographs, and he kept it there. And every day he used to take classes there. He would chant. He would offer devotional service. He would continue with his, printing and writing and all that. And then he continued his marketing endeavors also, all in that one small storefront named Matchless Gifts. Okay, and he had devotees to support him, right? His own students. So they all contributed, helped him financially, and that's how he could run the storefront, pay the rent, and whenever he used to take class, he would not send anybody without prasadam. So initial days it was difficult. Okay, so he would just have one apple, cut it into small pieces, give one piece to everybody. That's how he used to initially give prasadam. Later on, when funds started getting generated, when he started having more sales and all that, he started cooking and giving prasadam every class. And classes were on alternate days, Monday, Wednesday, Fridays, not every day. But Bhagavatam in the morning was every day. Okay, so this is how it was. And he would give them prasadam, nice, full, he would feed them full stomach with prasadam and send later on. And then going forward, you know what happened? He named this very small storefront matchless gifts into ISKCON. So this is the foundation of ISKCON. ISKCON was founded in a storefront initially. So the very same storefront you're seeing on the picture, this was the first ISKCON center ever in the world. Okay, and it was founded in New York. The very first ISKCON center was founded in New York, this very same matchless gifts. And that's why he called it temple. Okay, and then yeah, and then later on they wanted, before naming the finalizing the name ISKCON, they had certain discussions with the devotees. Okay, how do we name it, what do we name it? Some people said we can name it as see, it's a society, because classes were happening. Devotee league, no, league of devotees he had founded. The other previously he had founded League of Devotees in India, right? So it's a league, it's a society, association. So that essence has to be there. So he said international international society for something. Some devotees said we can name it as God consciousness. Then Prabhupada immediately corrected, saying no, Krishna consciousness. So God is vague. God can be anything, right? God can be even the energy, the Brahmajyoti of the Lord is also God, right? So it can be vague. So Krishna was like, no, Prabhupada was like, no, let's make it very accurate, very precise. Let's call it Krishna consciousness. So that's how the name became International Society for Krishna Consciousness. Okay. And then he started having Sunday feasts, okay, to drive in people. See, people are more attracted to food. If Prabhupada says, I will give you Krishna, I will show you the way for eternal happiness, come, nobody will come. If Prabhupada says, no, I will give you proper yummy food, full-fledged food, come every day, they will come. Right? So a lot of people initially joined ISKCON only for prasadam. And then Sundays also, Sunday feasts, which is like grand festival Sundays, and good food. Lot of food, lot of varieties of food was offered to the Lord and given as prasadam on Sundays. So the store was, filled with people. People used to take the plate, come outside and eat, because it was a very small place for them. So many people used to cook, and used to come and eat, and Prabhupada was the only person who would cook. Nobody else would help him initially, because nobody knew how to cook, and nobody was so attached. It takes time for us to get attached to Krishna consciousness and serve our Gurudev, right? And so they all also took a lot of time. So it was initially one person. After the Sunday feast, so much of utensils, vessels were falling, and so many plates were there, which Prabhupada alone had to sit and clean, wash them all. At that old age, he had to do it all alone. Okay, can you imagine? Who does all this? What is Prabhupada going to gain from all this, right? Nothing, literally nothing, right? But he still did it. Why? Out of compassion. He pitied us. He wanted us to become free from this world of birth and death. And that is the main reason, okay? And conditioned soul, Krishna consciousness. So these are the terms that Prabhupada coined himself. These terms were not there initially. If you see, obviously, it's common sense. Krishna consciousness was never there in the English dictionary. Conditioned soul was never there. Condition is there, soul is there. Conditioned soul. Prabhupada is the one who coined it. Okay, who are the conditioned soul? What is a conditioned soul? We ourselves, right? You would have learnt in 18 days Bhagavad Gita course. We are conditioned because we are trapped by Maya. We cannot go out of, even if you want to come out of birth and death, you are not allowed to, right? So the only way out is Krishna has to come and take us out. And for that, we have to offer devotion service. And at this time, hippie movement was going on. that was a very big trend at that time. All the hippies in America used to, who are hippies? They are all drug addicts who have given up their family life, their professional life, their education life, everything. They have given up everything for drugs. Okay, they have given up everything for drugs. Some people were dismissed from their organizations because of drugs and all that. Okay, some people were thrown out of the house by family members because they were drug addicts. Okay, so such people, they all came together and they formed a movement called hippie movement. They were all called hippies because they had given up everything, and they used to take drugs day and night. They used to take drugs. Why? Because they wanted happiness. Drugs gives you temporary relief is what they thought. But they never thought all the negative impact the drugs have on them, on their health. Okay, it's very difficult once you take the drug, and if the hangover is still there, to come out of the hangover. While coming out of the hangover, there are so many health complications happening which they are all not aware of. All they want is that momentary pleasure. Okay, so that's why hippie movement was very famous that time. It was expanding in America, and Prabhupada first set of people he converted into devotees were all the hippies. Okay, so Prabhupada was like, I know whom to go and make devotees, and he was like, most fallen people will actually get delivered first. Hippies were the most fallen because all the time into drugs and bad habits. So Prabhupada was like, okay, I will convert all these hippies into devotees. How? Why? So in an interview, Prabhupada was asked why hippies. So Prabhupada said, Krishna said, Sarva Dharman Parityajya, right, in Bhagavad Gita. So these hippies had given up all their dharmas, right? Their duty as a son, their duty as a father, their duty as a say whatever education or student or any professional. They had given up everything. Sarva Dharman Parityajya. Krishna says this: leave all your dharmas, and what does he say? Mam ekam sharanam vraja. Surrender to me. So Prabhupada says they had first part was already done. Sarva Dharman Parityajya. They had given up everything. I just had to do the second part, making them surrender to the Lord. Mam ekam sharanam vraja. Right? So it was easy for me that way. That's what Prabhupada said. And this letter is specially for them, saying stay high forever. So hippies used to say, we take drugs. Prabhupada used to ask, why do you take drugs? They would say, we take drugs because we can go high. We can stay high for some time and we get happiness there. So Prabhupada was like, you can stay high forever with Hare Krishna Mahamantra. No side effects. Nothing. No material. Nothing. You don't even have to pay for it. Right? You can stay high forever. No coming down at all. No coming down at all. Okay, so this letter was composed for them, keeping them in mind. And very interesting. Prabhupada, we cannot even imagine the innovative ideas, creative ideas he would come up with. I think it's beyond even we cannot, this generation people also cannot compete with the innovations and creative ideas he had come up with. Right? And then you can read this letter. I will be sharing it in the group. So it's very nice. He would say, just by doing the, Sankirtan, Hare Krishna Sankirtan, Mahamantra Sankirtan, what you can do is you can awaken your soul and get into that rejoice zone forever, all the time. Okay, and what do you get after that? You get ocean of bliss. Here, you are getting temporary bliss. But if you chant Hare Krishna, you get ocean of bliss. Okay, and just to attract people with Hare Krishna Sankirtan movement to chant Hare Krishna Mahamantra, what he used to do, he used to go go in a park. Okay, go to a park. It's called Tompkins Square Park. Sit there and chant for hours. He would do kirtan for hours. Okay, and initially it was just one person, Prabhupada, sitting there and chanting for hours, doing kirtan. And all people, there was a signal, traffic signal there. All people used to stop their vehicles. In the signal come. It was a Sunday, Saturday, he would do all this, and people would come, stand there, surround him and listen to the kirtan. Some people would dance for the kirtan. Some people would sing with him. Some people would get inquisitive to know who is this Krishna, what is this happening, who is this Prabhupada, what is he doing, why, what is the meaning of this kirtan. So after the kirtan, these inquisitive people used to go to him and ask, inquire. And Prabhupada used to say, you attend my classes. He used to say Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and you attend my classes, you will get to know more about it. So this was a marketing strategy again, right? And then this way so many people joined classes. And going forward, initially it was just one person doing the kirtan. Going forward, all his disciples came and joined him. It was a group kirtan. Okay, some people would play mridangam, some people would play kartal, some people would dance. Prabhupada would sit and do the kirtan, right? And some people would, their job was only to attract people, okay, to dance. So this way, what happened? It became a big group kirtan. Sankirtan Yajna it became, and this caught attention. A lot of newspapers, magazines in America published about him, and he got free publicity. Basically, all journalists and all used to capture photographs and listen to Prabhupada's lectures. After the kirtan, he would talk 5 minutes about why the importance of kirtan and everything, and he would these journalists would take information from that and publish in their magazines and newspapers. So he used to interact with a lot of people. Every day he had to devote a lot of time for meetings alone. People used to come and meet him, speak to him. Celebrities, starting from celebrities to a very low grade person, like a hippie, everybody would go and talk to him. And Prabhupada used to consider them equal in vision. He would treat them all equally and clarify their doubts. If people were, if when he used to speak to celebrities, he would attract them. He would be like, you are, see, celebrities are definitely role models for people, right? So he would be like, you are a role model. So why don't you represent something good for people to follow? Right? So if you get into Krishna consciousness movement, all your fan base will also get into Krishna consciousness movement. So he would be like, you think about it and come back. And some celebrities would be like, okay, we cannot join the movement like actively, but we can passively support by giving financial assistance. So this is how he got a lot of funds and to make the movement bigger, to open more centers. Okay, and so July 13th he incorporates ISKCON, and September he initiates first set of Western disciples, and all those Western disciples are hippies. Okay, so these first set of people, and they didn't know anything. They didn't know literally anything. Prabhupada, you had to teach them A to Z, how to cook rice, how to cook. They didn't even know, how rice looks. So Prabhupada had to teach them everything, and then he had to teach them how to drape dhotis and saris and japamala. Prabhupada on the initiation day, Prabhupada gave them the beads and the string, and they were like, you do your own japamalas. So they had to sit and prepare their own japamalas, and they were having fun. Actually, it was nice. And Prabhupada taught them how to do Mangalarati, how to do deity worship, right? All these things. And so after learning all this, the disciples used to surprise Prabhupada by decorating the Panchatattva photo that he had, right? And so Prabhupada used to feel happy and nice, okay? And this is how it was progressing. And then he also publishes the first issue of Back to Godhead magazine on October 23rd. And then next center gets opened, right, in San Francisco. So first center is in New York, next center is in San Francisco. And there it is, different ISKCON temples have different predominating deities, right? In Hyderabad, if you go and see, it has Jagannath predominating deity. And in Vrindavan, it is Krishna Balram predominating deity. And in Bangalore ISKCON, if you see, it is Radha Krishna, right? So here in San Francisco, it was Jagannath again. Okay, so the main altar had Jagannath, and that's why they gradually named San Francisco city itself as New Jagannath Puri. And there's New Vrindavan also in Virginia, in America, Virginia. If you go, there is New Vrindavan, where Vrindavan atmosphere is created artificially and preserved in Virginia. Okay. And he also introduced Ratha Yatra. Jagannath Ratha Yatra is very famous. It happens in Puri, right? And he introduced Ratha Yatra. And as you see in the picture, this is a pub. Okay, Prabhupada went to a pub for what? Mantra rock concert. Okay, this is very interesting. See, that's why I told you Prabhupada used all the creativity in the world. Even we cannot think of creative ways. So he went to a pub where all hippies will be there on weekend. And you know what he did? Instead of, they anyway dance. Any music for them is, they don't differentiate. They dance because they are drunk. And Prabhupada used this as a tactic, and instead of some Western music, he started singing Hare Krishna. Okay, that's why it's called mantra rock band concert or rock dance, we say. Okay, in a rock music way, he sang the kirtan, Hare Krishna Mahamantra kirtan. Everybody started enjoying. They were like, this is new. We've not heard this before. And they started enjoying because they were curious. And one good thing about hippies is they're not attached to anything. Their traditions and customs, they've given up everything. All they want is drugs because they want happiness. So they've given up everything. So when Prabhupada said, no, you need to surrender to Krishna because he's the Supreme Personality of Godhead, they were like, yes, we will. We anyway, we've not surrendered to any god before. It's easy for us. Right? That's why Prabhupada said, Sarva Dharman Parityaja part was over. Only Mamikam Sharanam Vraja was left for me to do. Okay, so this way, Prabhupada, introduced and marketed and attracted more people to join. And this is a Golden Gate Park. Again, Prabhupada used to do kirtans in park, in public places. Only then people will get attracted. It's called Nagar Sankirtan. Okay, and then a lot of people would come and sing with him and join his movement. And yeah, see Jagannath DT as well is here. So this reminds me of a small incident. So there was a disciple, okay, initiated disciple, Prabhupada's disciple named Shyamasundar Prabhu. Shyamasundar Prabhu and his wife were there. Okay, his wife's name was I don't remember. So Shyamasundar Prabhu and his wife. So Shyamasundar Prabhu's wife gifted Prabhupada a small Jagannath deity. Okay, Prabhupada loved it. Prabhupada loves Jagannath. Okay, so Prabhupada loved it and told Shyamasundar Prabhu, why don't you make this? Create this big. Why don't you carve a big deity, similar one? Why don't you carve a big one for me? Okay. Then Shyamasundar Prabhu was like, yeah, why not? I will. And then Shyamasundar Prabhu started carving wood. Out of wood, he carved the Jagannath deity. He was carving, took days and days. And one day, see, basically, they shouldn't, the 4 regulative principles are there, no smoking, no intoxication, basically. It's no alcohol, no smoking, no drugs, no tea, no coffee. That is also intoxication. So this is one of the 4 regulative principles. And when Prabhupada went, he was carving the deity, but on the deity, the head, okay, the head portion of the deity, the cigarette packet was there. So Shyamasundar Prabhu's cigarette packet was there. And Prabhupada went and he was like, he told just one word. We give lectures to, make people stop smoking, stop alcohol and all that. But Prabhupada made people stop all this just with one line, okay. You know what he said? He said, don't let this cigarette packet come between you and Krishna. That's all. So powerful his words were, right? Don't let the cigarette packet come between you and Krishna. And that very moment, Shyamasundar Prabhu was so touched by those words, and he was like, why, how can I, he felt guilty. He was like, how can I, stick to something like cigarette, when it comes to, such great personality Krishna is there, and why am I behind cigarette? That was the thought he got in his mind. In that very moment, he stopped cigarettes. Okay, so that's the best part of Prabhupada. Even Prabhupada's disciples, so many times when Prabhupada was in another center, when they find difficulty in handling their own center, they used to write paragraphs and paragraphs of letters to Prabhupada. And Prabhupada's reply was just one line every time. But those powerful words, he's really blessed. He's not an ordinary human being, definitely. And then in 1967, he started a temple in San Francisco. And then he completed translation and commentary of Bhagavad Gita as it is. Okay, in 1967. So initially he started with translation of Bhagavatam. Then it was Bhagavad Gita. Okay, and then May 25th he suffers a stroke and another heart attack. Okay, so at this time all the devotees started becoming worried, and they started doing Narasimha prayers, so that what they used to say is, my master has still not finished his job. Still more translations are supposed to be done, right? So Narasimha Dev should give him strength. So this was the prayers offered. And on July 24th, first visit to United Kingdom, staying at Excelsior Hotel, stole all but left BG. Yes, so this is a very nice tagline. Okay, when you search for articles about Prabhupada, they give this tagline: stole all but left BG, as in Bhagavad Gita. So when he went to Europe, UK basically, when he was getting down from the aeroplane, and he came, when he got down, a lot of people came, okay, the press and a lot of people came to receive him. One of the persons there asked Prabhupada, why did you come to UK? Okay, and Prabhupada was like, you know why I came to UK? You guys, as in Europeans, okay, you guys came to India and stole away everything, right? As in the Britishers came and looted India, right? Including the Kohinoor diamonds, like literally everything they looted. So Prabhupada said, you guys stole away everything, everything which you thought to be precious, you stole away, but you left one more very precious thing. And I came to give you that, and that's Bhagavad Gita. So he's telling you guys left Bhagavad Gita, so I came to UK to give you that. And that person was spellbound. He didn't know what to say. Okay, then he went to London. Okay, and he started recording sessions, okay, of kirtans in different tunes, so that people will not get bored. So all his disciples came up with different tunes, and recordings were started. And so they started doing albums and albums of Hare Krishna Mahamantra Kirtan. See, that's why I told you, innovation. He is a sea of innovation. And in 1969, Sri Ishopanishad was published by ISKCON Press. So he one by one he started finishing all the books, right? And then June 30th completed Nectar of Devotion book translation and publishing. Okay, and July 16th he installed Krishna Rukmini, Sri Rukmini Dwarakanath in Los Angeles, and Radha Londonishwara in London, definitely on December 14th. So like this, things were happening, progress. It was just progress, no looking back at all. For all the hardships he went through, they all paid off finally. And then now he is in Moscow. Okay, all the marketing efforts are getting doubled. He's meeting a lot of big people, professors and all, so that he will get help in every way. Okay. And then to spread the Krishna consciousness philosophy. Now, in India, so he used to come to India also. Not that he was always in Western countries. He would once in a while come to India also, because India centers are there, no? Vrindavan, Mayapur, Bombay and all that. So now this is in Juhu, okay, Maharashtra. So what happened? There was a, it's called a special temple demolition issue. Okay, the temple was there. One person came and demolished it. Okay, he just wants to have fun, basically. There are a lot of people like this. Wherever there are good things happening, they want to go and destroy and make fun out of it. Okay, so this person came, demolished, and now he's brought in a, now he's telling you've not paid me. This person is the landowner, and he's telling Prabhupada, you've not paid me the complete amount. Without paying me, you've taken the land and you've started construction. Okay, but Prabhupada has already made the full payment. He's already bought the land from this person, but he is not listening. So Prabhupada bought a stay order. Okay, so that he cannot occupy land completely. Okay, so this legal case was happening there, and I'm not sure if this person got the stay order and that person. I'm not sure. I need to check that. But the stay order was going on in the court, so such that temple construction cannot happen. Okay, so you know what Prabhupada did? He took the deities, Radha Krishna deities, like you see in the picture. Okay, and he put them in a tent and he kept them there. Okay, and he went to the deities and told, I promise you, I will bring a beautiful temple for you over here in Juhu. He was like, I promise you. That's up to me. How? That's up to me. I will bring a beautiful temple for you over here, right in this land itself. Prabhupada promised. And definitely, Krishna goes above and beyond to make sure his devotees stand to the, promise that they do, right? And that's why Krishna helped Prabhupada. Finally, that person died. The landowner who was troubling, actually, he came and he again started, ruining the so-called shed sort of a temple that is here. He started ruining that, and all the devotees came together, pushed him out, and Prabhupada used to pray, let this person die. This person, is not fit to stay in this world anymore. So he's just going to be a burden for this earth. And finally, the moment he died, the stay order, everything goes off, right? And then the temple was, he could construct a nice temple for the deities there. So Juhu ISKCON is still famous. Okay. Oh, okay. Yeah. So there's an update. Thank you, Prabhuji. So his wife continued the case. Okay. Now, yeah, finally, what happened? Prabhupada established governing body commission. I already told you, no? Jayapataka Swami Guru Maharaj is also one of the person in the governing body commission even today. So he learned this from his guru, okay, his guru Saraswati. Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Goswami. Why did Gaudiya Math come to an end? Because one person wanted to rule over the entire Gaudiya Math, right? And they wanted to become Mathadipati. That's where the fight begins. When the other person takes it over, the other people will come and say, no, we also want to take over. That's when the fight happens. So he learned this and he took it as a guideline, and he, instead of establishing one person in the leadership position, he established a committee, okay, a group of people. It's called Governing Body Commission, GBC, which is active today, and this is like a leadership team for entire ISKCON. Anywhere, any center, whatever happens, it is under the guidance and supervision of this GBC. Okay, and a lot of people are there in it. It's not just one person, so fights don't come. And Prabhupada always had trained his disciples, saying them that nobody can break ISKCON from outside. ISKCON, if anybody can shake ISKCON, it's from inside. It's from people who are inside ISKCON. When fight comes, that's when ISKCON will be, become a failure. Until then, nobody can come from outside and, break ISKCON. So this he had implanted properly in all the disciples' minds, and even today we follow this, and that's why Governing Body Commission is active, and this is the reason. And then he also establishes the life membership program in Calcutta. So life membership program is also still active. Everything that Prabhupada has led, ISKCON is today functioning on the same principles. Okay, no manipulation, no alterations. And in 1972, Bhagavad Gita as it is unbridged edition was published by Macmillan. And March 23 lays down the cornerstone of Juhu Bombay Center, that we just discussed about the case, right? And establishes the Bhaktivedanta Book Trust, BBT. So all the books today we buy, Prabhupada's books, they are all from BBT, Bhaktivedanta Book Trust. And the money we pay for the books go into the development of ISKCON centers. Okay, so that's why it's called trust. And on July 14th, in a letter, names the ISKCON Krishna Balram Temple, Vrindavan. So this is how it's happening, and progression was happening about ISKCON. And now we've seen, right? AC Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, it has Bhaktivedanta in it. Bhaktivedanta Book Trust, it has Bhaktivedanta in it, right? And then Bhaktivedanta Education Institute, right, which is there in Mayapur and Vrindavan, which gives you all the courses that you're learning, no? This present course, Bhakti Sadhacar, Vaishnava culture, this is also offered in Bhaktivedanta Institute in Vrindavan and Mayapur, but we have to pay for it, and we have to go and stay there for it. There is no online facility available, right? But Namanishta Prabhuji it's out of his mercy that we are able to attend all these courses from the comfort of our house, certified courses, right? At free, like free of cost, right? So Bhaktivedanta. What is Bhaktivedanta? Anybody knows? What is Bhaktivedanta? You can put your answer in the chat also. Almost correct. I got an answer, but it's almost correct, not completely. So Bhakti Veda Anta. Okay, that's how we split the words. Bhakti Veda Anta. That means Veda means knowledge. Anta is the end, right? You reach the end of knowledge. that means you're achieving the objective of knowledge. And what is that objective? What is the goal of learning? What is the goal of gaining knowledge? It is bhakti, devotional service to the Lord. So Bhakti Vedanta means understanding that devotional service is the ultimate objective of all knowledge. Right? Vedeshcha sarvam ahameva vedya, Krishna says. So offering devotional service is the ultimate objective of gaining all the knowledge, all the Vedic knowledge. Okay, and that is supposed to be the focus for all of us. It's not about sitting and reading Vedas and so many scriptures and just doing it theoretically. Ultimately, we have to come to a conclusion that we have to offer devotional service. It's an activity. Okay, only then we can please the Lord. So this is the meaning of Bhakti Vedanta. Okay, Bhakti Vedanta. And Prabhupada has realized that. That's why he's got that title, Bhakti Vedanta. Okay, if we realize that, we will also get the title. And then, he led the cornerstone of ISKCON Bombay and Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita. He completed the 9 volumes of book. It is Chaitanya Charitamrita. He completed that also. Okay, so many other things happened. Kalia Krishna deity installed in Fiji. Then Gauranita deity installed in Detroit. Hyderabad temple also he opened. Right. So basically he opened 108 temples. Okay, and ultimately what happened? 81. When he was 81, he left this world. Okay, and anybody knows how Prabhupada left this world? How? Where? Anybody knows?
In Vrindavan, Mataji.
Yes, Vrindavan. And what was Prabhupada doing when he left his body? Nobody knows? He was translating Srimad Bhagavatam purports. I mean, he was translating and dictating the purports. He was on the bed, bedridden completely. Okay, disciples were surrounding him. You need to watch this. There's a video in YouTube. Okay, if you watch, you will start crying. So Prabhupada was lying on the bed and he is translating and he was dictating the purports, as in it was recorded on the dictaphone. Disciples were recording it on dictaphone so that later on they could write. Okay. So 11th canto, Srimad Bhagavatam, he was dictating. Till 10th canto, he finished. 11th canto, he was just dictating, and in the middle of dictating the puppet, he left the body. And can you imagine? That is the ultimate goal, right, of all of us. We need to remember. The real exam is at the time of death. We need to remember Krishna. Anta kale cha mam eva smaran muktva kalevaram. Krishna says, when you remember me at the time of death, that's when you will come to me. That's when you will attain the Sachidananda form, the Atma Swarupa form, which we are all aiming at. Right now, it's material form, right? So that's what Krishna says, and that is the real exam. Because at the time of death, we have so many things to think about, right? Who will take care of my property? Who will take care of my children? Who will take care of that? Who will take care of this? Right? And some people, I don't say unlucky, but then unfortunate. It's very unfortunate that some people die in accidents. Some people go in coma stage and because of lot of health issues, and then they give up their body. Right? At that time, it's very difficult to think about Krishna. So that is the reason right now. Now we have our brains functioning. We have our bodies functioning properly. We are not sick. Right? Right now, from this very moment, start remembering Krishna. Okay. See, don't segregate your life saying, okay, now I have my office work. I will finish my office work, then remember Krishna. No, before you do your office work, tell Krishna, this work is for you. The fruits of this work, the karma phala, I'm giving it to your lotus feet. So your office work also becomes devotional service, right? So this way you can be in constant touch with Krishna. You can offer devotional service all through the day. Sleeping is also devotional service, because if you don't get adequate rest, next day morning you think you will be able to chant properly or do your work properly. No, for that you should sleep. So sleeping is also devotional service. Everything you're doing in life is for Krishna only. But you shouldn't indirectly do that. You need to directly, with conscious, you need to tell Krishna every time, or tell yourself it's for Krishna, and then do it. This is how you constantly bring your mind into Krishna consciousness. Okay, so if we do this, Krishna promises. He says, if you remember me throughout your life, at the time of death, if you are not in a position to remember me, I will remember you, Krishna says. If you say Krishna once, he will note it down in his diary. He'll be like, okay, this person has chanted my name once today, and he will give you accordingly he will give you the fruits, the results for chanting once Krishna. You get immense benefits that you will not know now. Gradually you will understand, and Krishna will not forget. He will note everything. Okay, so this is just a summary. So 1966. Can anybody summarize this? Can anybody read?
Yes, Mataji.
Yes.
1966, Srila Prabhupada ji established the International Society for Krishna Consciousness. In 1967, he completed translation and commentary of Bhagavad Gita as it is. 1968, Bhagavad Gita as it is was published by Macmillan Company, which is a big company, so that was a great achievement. 1972, Gurudev established the Bhakti Vedanta Book Trust for publishing his books. 1975, completed translation of and published Sri Chaitanya Charitamrit in 17 volumes. 1976, Gurudev established the Bhakti Vedanta Institute for Scientific Teaching. In 1977,
disappearance day. Okay, Haribol, thank you. Okay, so much he did just single-handedly, all alone. Right. So there's a very nice instance. Prabhupada gives an analogy. Okay, how is ISKCON started? In a storefront, right? In a small place, it was started. So Prabhupada says Varahadev. You know how Varahadev incarnated. Anybody knows about appearance of Varahadev? How did he incarnate? Nobody knows. Okay. So Varahadev, you know how he first came to this world? Through the nostrils of Brahmadev's nostrils. So he was so tiny, Varahadev. If he had to come out of her nostrils, obviously he should be very tiny, right? He came out of the nostrils from Brahmadev, and he went into the air and grew gigantically in the sky. And then he went and killed Hiranyaksha and all that. Okay, so same thing happened with ISKCON, right? ISKCON began in a very small storefront, matchless gifts, and now today you see in every nook and corner of the world there is an ISKCON temple. And in metropolitan cities, there are more than one ISKCON temples. Every village has Namahatas, right? Like Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Nityananda Prabhu predicted. He predicted every lane, every road, every lane in the world, there will be Hare Krishna Mahamantra chanting going on. He predicted it long ago when Nityananda Prabhu came to this world. And today Prabhupada is making it happen, right? And so this is how he compares. Varahadev came out tiny and became big. Same way, ISKCON also came out tiny and became big today. And when Prabhupada himself personally established 108 ISKCON temples around the world. Okay. And all his disciples were Western disciples initially. And then he overtook the entire hippie movement itself with one Hare Krishna Maha Mantra. Right? And then that's about Prabhupada. That's Prabhupada. So, and then we all went through this. He recorded albums and all that. And so Sunday feast. And one more big thing that is still happening is the Higher Taste restaurant chain. That's in almost every city. Every city has vegetarian restaurants without onion garlic. You get Krishna Prasadam. Okay, they make the food, offer it to the Lord, and then they serve to all the customers. So it's called Higher Taste. It's there in Bangalore also. And so like Jain restaurants. In Jain restaurants, I don't know if they are going to serve you prasadam, but in ISKCONic restaurants, you get they offer it to the Lord and they serve you. Okay, once in a while, if you want to go out and eat, you can go to these Higher Taste restaurants and Google them out and you'll get. And there is one more locally in Bangalore. There are many restaurants, Satvam and all that, where they actually offer the food to the Lord. They are all run by ISKCON devotees itself. Okay, just to offer service to the devotees, they have taken it up. And one more thing I wanted to share before we end was Prabhupada, when he first landed in America, when he came out of the Jaladhata ship, he had Srimad Bhagavatam volumes, right? First three volumes were already published. He had them in his trunk. He used to hold them and come. And then one person asked him, who are you? What are you doing with these books over here? Okay. He said, you know what? I'm accompanying Grantraj. He never said, I have brought Srimad Bhagavatam to America. He said, Srimad Bhagavatam has come to this country and I have accompanied Srimad Bhagavatam, Grantraj Srimad Bhagavatam. That is humility. Okay. So because Srimad Bhagavatam is the literary incarnation of Krishna, right? It's Krishna himself who's come in the literature format. So Prabhupada is like, Krishna cannot accompany his disciples, right? Disciples can accompany Krishna. So that's why Prabhupada was like, I am accompanying Grantraj Srimad Bhagavatam. I cannot send him alone, right? So I came with him. Right? So this is, these are all outstanding, transcendental to our, reach. And yeah, so today he's led out the sadhana for all of us. So one more thing, very important thing I wanted to share with you all is the sadhana timetable that he's led out for us. Right from the morning 4:30 Mangalarati in Brahma Muhurtam. Brahma Muhurtam Mangalarati is 4:30 to 5 o'clock. Then 5 to 7 he recommends us to chant. Finish our 16 rounds between 5 to 7. Okay, 2 hours. 2 hours is more than enough for us to finish our 16 rounds. After that it is deity, darshanarti and all that in temple. The deities will get decorated after Abhishekam and all, and then you attend the morning puja. That is the darshanarti. And then 8 o'clock or 7:30 to 8:30 or 8 o'clock to 9 o'clock is Srimad Bhagavatam class. Every ISKCON temple has the same timetable. Okay, so you can attend online. ISKCON Mangaluru also has this, so you can attend online. 9 o'clock is prasadam, that is breakfast, and then you disperse for your duties. Okay. And we call it services. Even if it is office work, we call it services. So people go for their various businesses and services and all. And evening again, 6:30 around, again the evening programs start. That is, so 8 hours we invest our time in all our office or any other job that we are doing. And evening again 6:30, what do we do? 6:30, 7 o'clock, again come back to the temple and attend. It's evening Mangalarati we say. Right after that there's going to be a short class, probably Bhagavatam or Bhagavad Gita, and then it is dinner prasadam, right? And then we go to sleep. This is the routine Prabhupada has given us. He split it into 8 plus 8 plus 8. It's a very famous formula where we say 8 plus 8 plus 8 formula. Okay, so 8 hours for ourselves, that is sleeping, taking bath, all that is 8 hours, eating and all. Okay, so sleep for 6 hours or 7 hours. Another hour for taking bath and eating and all that goes in 1 hour. Okay, so 8 hours. And then next 8 hours is only for devotional service. Okay, and that is right from the time we chant. 2 hours for chanting, Mangalarati, reading the scriptures 2 hours, evening programs and another 2 hours. So 4 twos are 8. So 8 hours goes in devotional service only. That is pure devotional service. And another remaining 8 hours, right? So 24 hours is divided into 8 plus 8 plus. So another remaining 8 hours is just to engage our mind. We cannot, we are not that great devotees where you can entire day focus only on pure devotional service. So we do mixed karma mishra bhakti for another 8 hours doing our job, office work or other businesses that we have. Okay, so just to engage our mind, because we cannot focus on pure devotional service for throughout the day, because we are not qualified. We are still struggling, right? We are still neophytes. We are in the neophyte stage. So this is the 8 formula Prabhupada has laid out in all the ISKCON temples. Follow this. All ISKCON devotees can follow this. This is a very easy way to engage ourselves in devotional service. Okay, now practically I understand we cannot apply this because of the traffic and in other things. Traveling to office, coming back only takes a lot of time. 1 hour goes in that. So in that 1 hour you can listen to the lectures. Traveling time you can listen to Prabhupada's lectures, Bhagavatam class lectures. Namanishta Prabhuji himself has conducts Bhagavatam class every day. You can listen to that. He conducts Chaitanya Charitamrita class every day. Recordings are there on YouTube. You can just go listen to that when you're doing some other work, right? And if say you're cooking at home, listen to the lectures and cook. Listen to bhajans and cook. You can learn bhajans while you're cooking, right? So this way you can use every bit, every second in devotional service. So what happens this way? Our mind will not go here and there thinking about materialistic activities, sense gratificatory activities, bad thoughts don't come into our mind. This is the only way we can practice, right? We can practice to become good. First, we should become good, Shuddha Sattva Guna. Then we can become devotees, Shuddha Sattva Guna, right? Yes. Hope this helped you all. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Any doubts, any questions?